Guys. Do you see that truck? That's a freaking Aluma-Duty. Okay, it was an F-250. The only thing they're carrying is that that Lincoln Town Car. That thing was squatting. Are you kidding me? 3/4 ton truck can't handle an itty bitty trailer and a lightweight car. That is insane. So I pulled a 30-foot camper, bunker pull camper for my uncle last year. Now, of course, it was with my 1-ton, my 7.3. It didn't squat one bit. And I don't know what the tongue weight is, but I mean, it didn't squat one bit. And I'm sure if I hooked it up to my 6.0, it wouldn't squat. But I have a plan for something like that anyway. I plan on running airbags. So if you run airbags in the rear, you can actually carry up to 1,000 pounds more than what you're rated for. So, I mean, it's to help level everything out. I mean, I wouldn't suggest get all crazy, but that just really is funny. You know, everyone's all about these newer vehicles and that little bit of weight. I mean, that was like a 18-foot car carrier, and then he's just got one vehicle on it. You know how many 7.3s I've seen with like a gooseneck trailer, and they'll be carrying like 2 or 3 vehicles at once. But that Aluma-Duty had that one vehicle and that one trailer. That's hilarious. You know, that's proof right there as to why I will not get like a 2022 or 2024. First off, I don't like the look of any new vehicles. You know, I'm 40 years old. You know, let's just say I'm set in my ways now, and that's absolutely fine. To each their own. You know, for all the young people out there watching my content, if you want a 2024, get you a 2024. I'm not going to tell you don't get a 2024. I'm going to tell you I don't want a 2024. But you know what that means for you? More 2024s for you. So, I mean, it works out for everyone, I guess, but it's not for me. You know, it's just like, I love Mustangs. I hate the look of the 2026 Mustang. It looks like a Ford Fusion had a baby with a Mustang. You know, the side of it looks like a Mustang, but the front of the Ford Mustang looks like a damn Ford Fusion. And they've been doing that since like, what, 2016, 2017? That's when I just stopped liking the Mustangs in general. Now, I would drive a 2014 Mustang. I wouldn't own a 2014 Mustang. Unless it were given to me, sure, I'm not going to turn down a free vehicle. But, I mean, my dream car is a 2009 Shelby Cobra GT 500 KR. That's my dream car. But you're talking about a car that is still $80,000, if not more. I mean, that's like cream of the crop. I mean, that car was featured in the Knight Rider reboot. So, I mean, that reboot alone added value to that car. So, I mean, but where I live, all the gravel, I would have it trailered in. I would have a garage built to have an $80,000 conversation piece. You don't do that. You don't get a performance vehicle like that only to cage it up, just so you can say, hey, look, I own one. That's stupid. So even if I had the opportunity to buy it, no, I wouldn't. Unless my ranch takes off in the near future and I'm able to purchase a ranch, you know, off of, you know, some asphalt, sure, I'd go and get that vehicle. And I'd be a happy, you know, 45, 50-year-old man enjoying that vehicle. You know, everyone is all about Corvette this and Hellcat that. Those cars are so damn overrated. Who cares? But again, that's my opinion. That's how I feel about it. To each their own. So, but anyway, guys, I got my parts. I got me some coolant. I'm going to have to get those lugs at a different date. So what I'm going to do, as soon as I get home, I'm going to just throw everything back together, and then I'm going to go for a little ride. Hopefully, I mean, I just spent 130 bucks on the sensor. The sensor was $100, and I'm guessing, you know, tax and all, the coolant was probably like 23, 24 bucks. And, you know, all together you're looking at 130 bucks. But hopefully it turns that light off, because I already checked the two fuses under the hood, which it's fuse 11 and 12, which it's funny how they go in that order, because fuse 11 is a 2 amp and fuse 12 is a 10 amp. But one is for your ABS, one's for ABS and one's for airbag, I think. I don't really remember. I'll put I'll hop on start my car right here, and then we're gonna go and scroll through, Okay, so if you look at the the battery junction box, the BJB. Battery junction box is always under the hood. Central junction box is inside. So the battery junction box, okay, we're looking at fuse 11 and fuse 12. So whatever those two say, you're looking at it right now in magic movie time, or TV magic, whereas I'm just going down the road thinking about putting everything back together. But I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully it turns my ABS light off, and hopefully I'll have cruise control. But, you know, it's not that big of a deal to me. When I got my 7.3, it was not in the best condition. I completely modified that truck to the way it looks now and the way it drives. And it did not have cruise control when I got that truck. Cruise did not work. So it took a long road of me figuring out what was wrong and why the cruise didn't work. But, you know, I didn't have a scanner at that time. I had to use, you know, at that time, 29, 28 years, 27 years of automotive experience. I got 31 years of automotive experience now. But, yeah, like I said, I just had to use my head and, you know, just diagnose things based on experience. You know, I mean, a lot of people say get you a scanner, and with these diesels, you do need a scanner, especially the 6.0. With all those sensors on there that could, you know, be going bad or could not be acting right, yeah, you need a scanner. But like the 7.3, you do and you don't. I mean, if you know what you're doing, the 7.3 is really... it'll tell you what's wrong with it. I haven't really hooked the scanner up on that 7.3 as many times as I have the 6.0. And I've had the 7.3 for going on 3 years now. And I've only had a 6.0 for like a year and a half, give or take. Mainly take. I got my first 6.0 April of last year. So not even a year and a half yet. But anyway, guys, I'm going to hop on off here because I'm trying to get back home, and I got to use a flashlight in my mouth and use both of my hands to try and get everything back together as quickly as I can, because I'd like to have that truck back up and running before, 10 o'clock tonight. So, updates coming soon. Later, Gators.
Finding out what country really means. From the bright city lights to the small town scenes, they're all chasing cars.